No, no, no.
Okay.
There we go.
Now that you are recording, I can make some general comments about the exam. You did very well. I'm very happy. In general, you have, well, all of you have very good marks. So I suppose that you must be happy. Yeah, there's one reason to be happy in such a difficult year, right? The thing is this, still, I can see that sometimes there was some misunderstanding of some instructions. Yeah. So there was an exercise. I don't know if you want me to share the screen and have a look at the document itself, or
yes,
it's not
please.
Okay,
No,
we'll do
for
that.
me, yes, because I cannot remember exactly the. So yes, please.
Yeah, I think it's better to just to speak by memory. It's more difficult to see what I want to say. There were some mistakes that were actually misinterpretation, and then there were other mistakes that were not misinterpretation, but perhaps things that were you didn't know exactly the way they were, right? So let's see. Compartir, right? Okay. Okay. Well, we can see just the one I published, the empty one. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
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 All right. So I will tell you the exercise, one of the exercise that was misunderstood for some students, not all, some. Let me see. Okay, C, exercise C. That exercise, there were 2 or 3 students that misunderstood this exercise. Write 3 words made up by only one morpheme. That means that each word that you provide should have only one morpheme. It doesn't say made 3 words using the same morpheme. Do you follow me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't say write 3 words using the same morpheme. 3 different words using the same morpheme. That's one thing. Yeah, because I can say, I don't know, love, loveless, lovely is using the same morpheme, which is the morpheme love, which is a free morpheme. I made 3 different words, but this the second word and the third one have more than one morpheme. You have to write just, it was simpler than that. It was just 3 different words,
Yes.
3 words, with, and each word is made by one morpheme. For example, love is an example. Another could be do, or I don't know,
Hate.
chair. Yes, chair, eat, sky. Just one morpheme, okay? It was simpler than that, simpler than that, okay? I'm explaining why the marks, because this obviously there's a discount there. And then
Yes.
the other exercise where there was a general misunderstanding. I think only 2 students understood this out of 12. Is E. Yeah, E.
The last one.
Yeah, the last one. Come on, look at E. Tell me, provide 2 different classifications of morphemes and give 1 example for each class. So in the instructions, you have to provide 2 different classifications of morphemes and give an example of each class. It's not the same, the word class, as the word classification, is it? One thing is a class and another thing is a classification. And here you have to provide 2 different classifications. I don't know if you are following me.
I misunderstood this. I thought it was type of morphemes and not classification of morphemes. That's why I made a mistake on that.
Listen, because what most students did, most students provided 1 classification of morphemes. Most students did that, with the exception of 2 students. What I saw is 1 classification of morphemes, which was okay, but it was 1 classification.
Yes.
But you were asked to write 2 different classifications. Okay? In one classification, one possible classification is between free morphemes and bound morphemes. This is one classification. But it's there, the criterion of classification is the degree of independence of the morpheme. Yeah? This is one classification. Another classification has to do with the, let's say, with the changes and meaning introduced by that kind of morpheme. So there you have derivational morphemes and inflectional morphemes. But this is another kind of classification. It has to do with a different criterion. Yeah? So 10 students didn't understand this concept of classification. If I ask you about a classification, in a classification you have different classes. In this case you have 2, but you can have 3, 4 different classes of things. That is a classification. Yeah? Well, this is saying something. Listen, this is saying something. It's saying, and the word classification is not a word that is difficult because it exists in Spanish. The meaning is exactly the same in Spanish. So this has to do with something else. It has to do with the fact that you rush and you don't pay attention to instructions. Yeah? You have to take your time and read instructions carefully with concentration. You have to come. I know that you have a time limit and everything, but the time was enough. It was okay for you.
Yeah.
And actually everybody did everything with the exception of the things that were not done just because you didn't interpret the instructions. Okay? And I think that you as teachers, because you are already teachers, this is something that is going to help you to think about your own students. Yeah, when your own students do not understand the instructions or the rubrics. Okay. Any comments? You are so silent.
Well, I don't understand if I did it wrong, because in that exercise, I remember that I wrote inflection and there is okay. Ah, okay. Okay. Now I get it.
Belen, is it Belen, right?
Yes, yes.
Belen, what you did is what almost everybody did.
Mm-hmm.
It's only one classification. That's the answer for one classification, but I different of verbs. Come on, find verbs. Come on. You are teachers. Think about that. How can different ways? Right. Well, now that we are near, we can make some comments about the previous exercise. Mark the pairs that belong to the same lexeme. In general, you did well, although there were some mistakes. And actually, remember that the same lexeme is a family of words that usually the meaning of the word is the same, but what differs is that there are inflections. Sometimes it's an inflection for tense, sometimes it's an inflection for example, for number. Yeah, there's a singular and a plural. For example, which are the ones with the same lexeme here?
Lay, louse, and rice.
Okay, lay. Okay, the first pair is lay, and what's the pronunciation of the other?
Laid.
Laid. Okay. Then you have louse.
Lies.
Lies. Okay. The first one, you have the difference is tense.
Tense. The same.
And in the second one, it's an irregular plural, but it's a plural. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other?
Rice.
Rice.
Reason. Right.
Rice. Risen.
Reason.
Yeah. There you have the change for the past participle.
Yes.
It could have been rise, rose, for example. Rise,
Yes.
rose. Because the verb is rise, rose, risen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the others, danger, dangerous, actually have different lexemes.
Yes.
Pay, payment, the same case. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, see, we have already said that. I have a comment about exercise B. Exercise B says, give the category and meaning of the following words. I must say that you did, in general, everybody did very, very well in this section. There is a microphone that is open and I can hear my own voice. Okay, thank you. Ensconce, everybody did well. Preposterous, I would say the same. In general, it was okay. Leeway, everybody did well with that. There were some mistakes, I remember. For example, I don't remember who did it, but be careful when, for example, dialect. When you dialect, some people wrote dialect as an adjective. If you write adjective, you have to write a definition of an adjective, not the definition of a noun, because you are just saying that it's an adjective. So then after that, you have to write the definition of an adjective. You cannot say it is a building. If you say it is a building not taken care of, you are not giving a right definition, because you cannot say that dialect is a building neglected. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So be careful how you write the definition. When I ask you to write definitions taken from the dictionary, you have to be very careful how you write the sentence. I know that dictionaries have different ways of providing definitions. I know, I'm aware of that. But you cannot say that dialect is a building that is neglected or a neglected building, because that is not correct. I'm sure that a dictionary might say, if a building is dialect, yeah, it's because it has not been taken care of, yeah, which is something absolutely different, yeah. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I am paying attention to how you write your definition. I'm also paying attention to if you make mistakes of grammar when you are writing something. Obviously, this is a grammar exam. If you forget to write the subject of a sentence, or if you forget the S in the conjugation of a verb while you are writing a definition, of course that it counts, of course. Okay, let's see. Oh my God. Let's see. Well, the first exercise, let's see. I don't know how to. I want to see the first one. Okay, the first exercise is the one that says provide the category for each word and separate them with bars into prefixes and suffixes. Well, let's take the last one, outrageous. Some people did it okay, some people almost okay, because out is one, rage is the other, and OUS is the other section, okay, the other morpheme, okay? Some students did it okay, some students forgot one bar in different places, but there are three, I mean, you have one bar after out, another bar after rage, okay? Then word number 3 was unluckily, unluckily. One bar after an. The other bar, many people, I think that made a mistake here, is after luck, not after lucky, after luck. Then you have an I that is alone, and then another bar before ly. So you have the word luck, and you can also say lucky, luck, lucky. So that I isolated is also a morpheme that should be separated, okay?
Yeah.
So far so good, class?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I'm not saying that all of you, some people forgot, some students forgot a bar there, okay? For the I, particularly for the I. Infrastructure in general, it was well done. I think there was one mistake, but in general it's infra and then structure, okay? Just that. Infra is one prefix and then structure. And stinginess, that is curious because there was a mistake there that everybody did, but since it was perhaps more difficult, I didn't consider that in particular. I mean, if all the exam was okay and only stinginess was not okay, well, I said, well, it's okay. Yes, I can overlook that. But the word sting exists in English.
Yes,
and from there you have stingy.
Sting
Yeah.
but I looked it up and
Yeah.
I found that had a different meaning.
Yes, yes, I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that, yes. And
That's why
yeah,
I consider it a different morpheme.
Okay, okay. And that's for that reason, I thought that that might be the reasoning for most of the students. So that's why I didn't consider it, yeah?
Because I knew that there was a word which is sting, but...
Yeah, the thing that even though the meaning is different, from the point of view of morphology, stingy, you say stingy, the word only, stingy, forget about stinginess, just stingy, clearly you have the morpheme, a very clear morpheme for adjectives.
Yes.
But I'm aware of what you're saying. I'm aware of what you're saying. And that's why I didn't consider that one as a mistake, okay? Yes. So there, with the bar before ness, it was okay, yeah? Actually, when I chose the word, perhaps I shouldn't have chosen that one. Honestly, it was not my intention to do that. I always try to choose words where there's no doubt about something, okay, about the analysis, the morphological analysis, okay? But, okay. Well, any questions that you would like to ask me?
Can we have the right version so that we can compare to ours to see our mistakes?
But for example, from many exercises, we have already said the right version. Yes. The one of lexemes, we have already said. Which exercise are you talking about?
For instance, the one that the last one, the one that I misunderstood, and most of us, with different classifications.
Okay.
You expected us to give two classifications like bound and...
Okay, I was expecting something like this. Okay, so this is only an example. There were students who did it, by the way. One possible classification is into, or you can say morphemes can be classified into bound morphemes and free morphemes, or free morphemes and bound morphemes. Yeah, so and if you want, you can explain why, but if not, it's okay. And then you give examples. You say love is a free morpheme. Why? Because it can't stand alone independently. Yeah, that's the explanation. And then you have loveless, for example, next to love is an example, and you underline less. Or no, less perhaps is not the best example. No, it's a lovely. So ly is not possible to have ly alone in the language. So ly in lovely is clearly a bound morpheme. Yeah?
Yes. But then I don't know really where I made mistakes then, because I gave that definition. That
lovely, and that's correct.
That classification.
Okay. Yes, right. Now,
but my mark was 750. So I don't know where I made my mistake.
Sorry, I can't see your name. Who's talking?
Eleonora.
Ah, Eleonora. Okay, it's simpler than that. Eleonora, I can give you now. Let me check in my desktop
Yes,
your
please.
exam, and I will tell you specifically, and it's easier for me
Yes,
because I don't remember.
of course.
Eleonora, let me see, Eleonora. I will tell you in a minute.
Yes.
Okay, Eleonora, here you are. Okay, let me see, Eleonora. The first exercise is okay. Okay, Eleonora, one mistake was in the section of the definitions.
All right.
It's exactly what I said, dialect. You wrote adjective. And your definition was a place that is empty and in a bad state of repair. That's your definition of dialect.
Okay.
So if anybody, a person that does not know English, looks at that definition, understand that a dialect is a place in that condition, and it's not true.
All right.
Okay? Then, let me see. Well, your example of words with one morpheme, you chose one that is bracelet. And let is like when you say booklet or padlet. I mean, let is a typical morpheme for something smaller.
Okay.
Okay.
It was the one that was given in the summary. I don't know. It was one morpheme. Let me see.
Okay, and let me finish. Then let me check this. The section of the exercise D was okay. And then you have provide two different classifications. You provided only one.
What? Bound and free.
Exactly.
And then, okay. The one that you expect was.
Let me check. Let me check a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. You are not explaining two. I mean, you are not mentioning two. Yeah. You are mentioning only one. I mean, most students did that. But I might consider, if you say that bracelet was in the book, I might consider that. Leonora, don't worry.
Yes. It was in the, I found it in the summary.
Okay, I will check it. Listen, don't worry. I will check it in the book. Don't worry. If it's there in the book and it says one morpheme, don't worry. I will consider it and I am going to raise your mark. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes, okay. That was it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, another student who would like to ask me specific questions about the exam, please. Now that we are checking. No?
No, I think
No.
we are okay.
You're okay? All right.
Yes.
Well,
me too.
listen. Sorry?
No, yeah, me too. I'm fine.
Okay. That's why I made some general comments, because I know that once I made that comment, perhaps it's clearer for some people why there was a
Exactly.
discount in the test. All right. Well, class. Now, how about the chapter I asked you to read? Tell me your impressions. Tell me about that. We are running out of time, but I would like, and I have just uploaded, I have uploaded some sentences for you to analyze experientially for next class. So you have to do experiential
Yes, I have
analysis.
a question. Yes, when you
Lovely,
say analyze, you said that you, because I checked the exercise to have an idea, but do we have to, I mean, to name all the participants?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to do it, I mean, in a chart, for example, or
Exactly. Yes.
because I
yes.
was thinking how,
So,
okay.
yes, I'm going to explain now. This is absolutely new. I'm absolutely aware that this is absolutely new. But
That's
there's
why.
no other way. There's no other way of learning this without doing it. Yeah, we have to do it in order to learn. Yeah, that's why I sent my own sentences, because I want you to practice with these sentences, applying what you have in the book. So let's have a look at the chapter. But the thing is that I think we have 2 minutes, I don't know, 3 minutes.
No, 1 minute.
Probably.
I think we are.
1 minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can do this for next time.
Yes, but I just want to show you something so that you can work with this. Let me see if I can find the book. Maybe, but.
Yes.
Oh, no, this is not the book. Oh my God, what is it? Now that I'm in a hurry, I can't find it.
Okay, use
This one.
functional grammar.
This one, yes. Every time you're in a hurry, you can find things.